Alright, so in the last part of this tutorial, for dynamic pages, we went over creating our basic dynamic pages using 2 pages and creating a simple layout that just dynamically changes. And all I did was I added a title tag right there so it didn't look all sloppy and everything. So in this video, I'll be showing you guys categories, and categories are just essentially folders or sections. So underneath of our page variable here, we're going to throw in another variable, and we're going to call it section equals $_ get, and we're going to get our section from the URL. And now, just for later, we're going to be using the same thing, except we're going to be making a subcategory or a subsection, and we're just going to make that variable now. So right below our if statement for our page, we're going to change it to section, and our section is going to be content. And our default section, so our default section will be content, as it is in our current site. And now, right here above our include, you want to create another one, another variable, and we're going to call it the variable path. And our path is going to be the contents of our include. So we're going to change that, save it there, and there. So you want to change the content, you want to change this to $ section. So our section will be, our section variable will be there. So what it's doing here is it's going to look for a section in our URL, and if it doesn't find the section, our section will automatically, whoops, what did I just do? Okay, I hit a button by accident. So what this is going to do is, if our section is not provided in the URL, if there's no section in the URL, it's going to make our default section content. So in our include, we want to change this to our path variable. Now, if we refresh our page, it's doing the exact same thing. So essentially, we haven't really done anything yet. We've just set up some variables. Now, we're going to create a section. We're just going to pretty much make another folder. Whoops. And we're just going to call this include. And then in here, we need to create another file. And we'll say this is in our new section. There we go. So this is in our new section, and we want to save this into our include folder. And we're just going to call this page.php. There we go. And I'm just going to close that because we're not really going to be editing that again. So we want to make another link, so we're just going to copy this one, and we're going to change this to page in, no, we'll just call it page, and then we want to change our page, so our page will be equal to page, and right before our page equals page, we want to put in our section. So we want to say section equals, and then our section is going to be equal to include, because that's the folder it's in, and then right after that you want to put an and sign, the and symbol, the 8 type thing, and then we're going to refresh this, so we have another link, it says page, and right there, this is our new section, and it says section equals include, and then page equals page. So we're including files in a new section or a new folder. Now, our subsection is essentially the exact same thing as our section, except it's another folder within another folder. And it sounds complicated and confusing, and it is. But hey, it's programming. So we want to take our if statement again, and we're just going to copy it. And except in here we're going to say sub. So if there's no sub, we're going to change this to path. So our path variable will be equal to right here. So we're just going to copy our path variable right there, and we're going to paste it in right here. So if there's no section, it's going to be the exact same thing here. And then right below this, we're going to say else, and then indent that. So if there is a subsection, we're going to need to include this after our section, because it's a folder within our folder. And yes, that's confusing. So we're going to change that to sub, and save it. So what we're going to do is, if there's no subsection declared in our URL up here, it'll just go to our default, our section, and then our page. And so if there is a subsection within our section, it's going to include that instead, and then we're just going to include our path, and then the path is going to work. So now we need to create another link, and we're just going to copy this one. There we go. And we're going to change this to section equals include, and we're going to say our sub, and we're going to make our sub equal to subsection. So we have to create another folder called subsection, and then another and sign, page equals, and we'll just say home. Whoops. And then, so this would be and we'll change that to subsection. So if we refresh this, we have our subsection link here, but we need to make our subsection folder. So inside of our subsection folder, we need to create a file, and inside of our include and then subsection, we named it home.php. And then so we have this, and then this is our home page of our subsection, and we'll save that out. So if we refresh this again, and you click on your subsection link, there it is. This is our home page of our subsection. So, and you can see up here, you got section, and then our subsection, and then our page. So it's very, very important that you make it in this order. You have to have your subsection first, or your section first, and then your subsection, and then your page. It has to be in that order, unless, or if it's not, it will come up with errors. You will get some sort of error. Alright, this is the end of part 2, and in the next part, I'll be showing you guys how to handle your errors, and then some security problems with dynamic pages that we're going to solve. Alright, check out the next part.